Hello! Welcome to another homebrew video with me, Big Suku! So what we're doing today? Today we're making some European super lager. Why am I doing a Jamaican accent? I don't know. A European accent would be more appropriate.
European super lager. La France. Germany. Hello, my name is Hans. I'm from Germany. I like the super lager. Yeah. Finland. Perkele. Perkele, Finland. Ireland. Potato. Ciao Italy. Hey, the Dutch. Holland. Yes. Hippie hippie shake. Poland. Polski. Dos cerveza, por favor. España. Greece. Can't do that accent.
Okay. Ein super lager. European. Couple of Cooper's kits. Couple of the Cooper's International Series. I've had it soaking in the hot water now for a good half an hour, two of them. So I'm going to use both of these European lager kits. I'm going to use both of them with a grains edition, a hops edition, and a kilo of sugar. And what I'm aiming for is a full-bodied lager. I'm hoping it's going to come out about 8%. So the first thing I'm going to do is shove some lager malt, 285 grams worth, into this hot water. I don't have a mash tun, so the best I can do is really a pot on the stove and hope for the best with regards to temperatures. But the temperature is currently 67.7 degrees Celsius. Looking for between 62 and 67, so let's get this shit done! Alright, here we go. Lager malt, 285 grams. Into the water she goes. Tap, 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 get all that out of there. Okay, I'm going to steep that. 30 minutes I'm going to steep that for. Okay, so now that bit's done, all I have to do now is get myself sorted out with the kits. Got two kits, standard kits. Just really need to fire those into the primary FV along with the kilo of sugar. So need to have my sanitised tin opener ready, and it's on standby. Let's do it. Let's do. Now, you should always have a kettle on hand. So we want to make sure we get all the last bits out of Mr. Cooper's kits. We just fill the cans up with some hot water. As you can see there. There they are, both of them. Give them a stir. Don't forget the oven globes. Shove them in the fermenter. Clean as a whistle. There we go. Okay, so we've got two empty cans. Two empty, rather hot cans. Hey, do you like my cans? I got some hot cans. So now I've measured out a kilo of sugar in these two containers like this. Just going to shove them in. One. That's two. And just stir that around. Right. Now that the grains have been steeping for 30 minutes and they've maintained their temperature of between 62 and 67 degrees Celsius for that length of time. So hopefully we've got all the right sugars out of there that the fermenting process will require. Let's have a look at the hops that we're going to be using. Aramis hops, here they are, from the Alsace region of France. I'm using whole dried hops. I've had them for a couple of months, but there's still some good flavour and aroma to them, I think. Well, there's some good aroma to them at least.
They're lovely. I love you.
So I'm going to be using 20 grams in total, which doesn't sound like much, but it is just in addition. And I've got another 37 grams that I'm going to be using for another project that's going to be coming up, if I ever get around to it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is the grain water is going to be boiling, and we're going to boil that with 10 grams of the Aramis for 30 minutes.
I like my lager. Don't judge me.
Okay. So yeah, as I said, 30 minutes for the Aramis hops initially. So 30-minute boil with 10 grams, and then at 40 minutes we're going to put another 5 grams in, and then when it gets to 60 minutes or flame out, I'm going to put in the remaining 5 grams. So not, nothing pure, mega technical or anything, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So the 10 grams initially is going to be hopefully for bittering, and then we're going to have the other 2 for flavour and aroma at the end. There's going to be a steep at the end. We're going to do 20-minute steep after the boil's finished. Then we'll strain it all off and shove it all in the FE, and away we go. So with Cooper's European Lager, the manufacturer Cooper's provide this. I'm going to be using both packs from both the kits, and it's a lager yeast. It's a true lager yeast. Most Cooper's kits, most beer kits of any description, Cooper's kits, Young's ones, Muntons, etc., most of them will all give you ale yeast regardless of what you're brewing really. But in this case they have given a true lager yeast, and it takes a bit longer to ferment because the temperatures are lower, but it should hopefully give a more lagery taste than brewing a lager with an ale yeast. And it's my first time doing this with lager yeast. I thought I found him, but it was only a cat. Right, my grain water's boiling. Time to put in the first bit of hops, 10 grams. There she is. Smells lovely. Oh, I really like it. In we go. Let's see how fast we can do this. And the next edition's coming up in 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's been 30 minutes. Here's the next 5 grams of Aramis hops, and in it goes. Was that fast enough for you? And finally, the last 5 grams, in she goes. People think that brewing beer's easy. Huh. See, while the boil's happening, all the stuff I've got to do. Of course, waiting for grains and hops to boil and steep and all the rest of it can get pretty boring. What could I do to pass the time? Right, my grains and hops additions brew is done. Here it is. There it is. It's not looking particularly appetizing, I will grant you, but that's not what it's for. Because the magic is yet to happen. The magic is yet to happen. Not even had a drink. Right. Turn you around. We're going to fire this into this. Just need to top this up with some water now. Do that next. Right, we're at the final stage of the production, initial production process at least. So the lager is now fully mixed up, baby. Look, here is my hydrometer sitting in the trial jar. It's 1070 is the original gravity, and my brew is currently sitting at 21.2. So it's time to whack in this lager yeast. Here we go. Using both packs. Get that stuff in there. Right, so that's it all done. Now, this is going to take about 2 weeks to ferment. This is lager yeast and it ferments at a lower temperature, hence it extends the fermentation time. Now, there's quite a bit of sugars in there, 1070, fairly dense liquid. That is the exact original gravity, OG, that my extra strong vintage ale was, and that came out at 7.9%. It got down to 1010 at 7.9, so if I can get the same target final gravity, then I'd be sitting pretty, I'd be happy with that, it'd be great. Also, it's because it's lager. Lager apparently in German means store. You've got to store this one, condition it for 12 weeks minimum before you get your grubby hands on it and start drinking it. It's now about 3 weeks later and the lager has been racked to secondary. Fermentation's finished and it's come out at 8.4% ABV, which is nice. There's a secondary. Sediment in the bottom. Let's have a look inside. There it is. Looks quite dark. Doesn't actually look like a lager when it's sitting in there, but I can assure you it looks a lot clearer in a glass. Right. Bottles are sterilising. Let's get it done. It's now 3 months later and the super lager has been conditioning since it left the secondary and all balled up, as you just saw. So, finished product. There we are. European super lager, full-bodied blonde. Oh, get a look at her. Hello, I am from Germany. Yeah, look at my breasts. So, let's give it a pour. Now, it's not as carbonated as I would have hoped, to be honest. There's carbonation in it, but not as much as there maybe should be. Still a hiss. Yep, you can smell the Armis hops. There we go. So, here is the final product. It's got a good aroma to it. Let's try it. That's good. Oh yeah. .4% alcohol. Lovely jubbly. See you next time.